Hi, ladies. Welcome back for another episode today. And today I will be supporting you with the gap between our logical and our emotional minds, which is this gap that is keeping us absolutely stuck and feeling out of alignment. You may hear this all the time. You may hear these words thrown about in different places when you're consuming content online, and this idea that we need to be in alignment, be in alignment. What does that mean? I don't often hear people talking about what that actually means to be in alignment. Does it mean balanced? Does it mean happy? Doing the things that we want to do? What does it actually mean? Sometimes when we feel absolutely stuck and not being able to achieve the success in our lives that we want for ourselves, whether that be a relationship, better relationships, success in your business, you need to understand that there is a gap between our logical mind and our emotional mind. That alignment means bringing these two things together, these two parts of ourselves together. Because when they're not, they're creating tension. So if you can imagine, I'm holding an elastic band. On one side is our emotional mind and our heart center, how we're actually feeling. And the other side is the logical mind, all the things that we know we must and should be doing. The bigger the gap, the harder the tension. What happens when we let go? It's going to snap. If you let go of one side, it's going to hurt the other. If you let go of both sides, the whole elastic band is going to drop and flop. We need to bring these two areas of our cells into alignment. Often, when you're feeling huge frustration, it's because your logical mind is over here and ahead of the game, but our emotional mind is the area that's usually stuck. So if we work on our emotional mind and we do the inner work, we do self-discovery, we invest in ourselves, we figure out who we are, who we need to become. We take each part of ourselves layer by layer and sit with our previous pains and hurts and feelings and beliefs, which you do not have to do on your own. That is why there are amazing coaches to help through your body and your mind and your spirit. You can unpack everything that's holding you back in your emotional mind, which will bring your emotional mind to the, and it will reconnect with your logical mind so it starts making sense. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are a self-employed businesswoman like myself and you feel terrified to put yourself out online. I use this example a lot because I do attract a lot of women who are improving themselves but also want to achieve success for themselves in their business. One of the biggest fears is getting out there, having visibility and the confidence to have the visibility you want. Now, if business and finance and success is your priority, this may be a huge fear holding you back. Now, when that's the case, your logical mind is telling you you need visibility, you need to get out there, post, create videos, podcasts, audios, and do all the things that you know because your logical mind knows you need to put these things into place. But your fears are holding you back. That is just one example of how this could be happening. It could be in your relationships. What happens when we're chasing people pleasing, not looking after ourselves and saying yes to everything when actually we mean no. And we're creating this huge tension, not just with our logical and emotional mind, but with our masculine and our feminine energies. And again, with our relationships, that tension is pulled tight and it's either going to snap and hurt the other person or break completely. This applies to any area of your life. And the truth is that you can go out there and you can spend thousands of pounds on certificates, on qualifications to feed your imposter and to believe that you need to know more. And if you know that thing, then that's going to help you. That's your logical mind in charge. Your logical mind is the one that is in charge of making those financial commitments and decisions. And your logical mind believes that makes sense because I wish to have success in my business. So I'm going to invest in a business coach. I'm going to invest in learning how to do this social media marketing. And I'm going to invest in because I don't know about any of those things. So that makes sense. But if you do not invest in you and your emotional mind and your heart and unravel all of that stuff that's holding you back, your confidence, belief in self-worth, it doesn't matter how much you spend, you will end up walking away feeling like that didn't work for you. And you'll end up believing that investing in yourself is bad because it's not working. Let's ask ourselves, why isn't it working? Which area of yourself have you not been focusing on? Which is why my program is powerful because it is all about you, whether it's business or relationships, wanting to learn or heal from narcissistic abuse. You are ready to go out there. You know why it happened. You know you used to attract toxicity. You know you don't want to do that anymore. There's that part of yourself that hasn't healed to help you learn who you are, what you want, and even be able to say what you want, which is all rooted in our self-worth and our confidence. So for me, alignment means bringing these two elements together. One needs to catch up with the other. It could be the other way around, don't get me wrong. It could be that you're very, very good at emotional work, emotional intelligence, and self discovery, and you've spent years working on yourself, and that's amazing. So maybe you're feeling not in alignment because you haven't perhaps moved towards doing what is now logical and sensible, which is learning and getting good with technology. We know that is vastly changing. And as that changes, our confidence dips because we have AI and new things coming out that we perhaps don't know about or feel confident about. Maybe now your logical mind is saying we need to catch up because there are things we need to put in place. This can work both ways. But usually with the women that I work with, the ones that get the success they're looking for know they are ready for deep inner work and transformation. They invest their time and energy so that when they start doing the actions they want to do, those things will become much easier because they can just do that and shoot that video and that's easy and doesn't scare me anymore. So I hope that makes sense in terms of alignment and truly understanding what that word means for ourselves, mind, body, spirit, but also our emotional and logical brains. I hope this was helpful. Loved talking about this with you. Leave comments, feedback, key takeaways that you got from this, let me know. And if you would love me to cover another topic, also share that too. That's always really helpful so that I can come up with more great things to share with you. Take care. Speak soon. Bye.